Welcome back. The energy of fire is in the air. You can feel the transformation at hand, taking part in it, experiencing it. I can feel the fire. Have you ever had a day where you just feel so much energy flowing through you? Welcome back. As you can see, I'm here in the grow room once again. I want to make this video on, since yesterday I talked about meditation and what the experience of meditation is like. I spoke a lot about, watching your thoughts, watching your inner state, emotions, and what goes on in you. And I wanted to kind of go a bit deeper into meditation and certain techniques, certain other meditation techniques, other extremely powerful, useful tools that I use every day, all day, every day. For me, meditation is a lifestyle. For me, meditation is a 24/7 phenomenon. It doesn't end. It doesn't start anymore. It's just continuous. So I talked earlier about, before I get into it, I talked about this a few videos ago, about how when you notice your ego coming on, you'll notice your teeth clench, you'll notice certain areas of the body contract related to certain thoughts. And I mentioned how using your breath to go into the area and relaxing the muscle can release some of those thoughts, release some of that blocked up energy. This is a method related to that, kind of along the lines, but using something different as your focus for your awareness. And this one is actually quite common. You hear about this a lot. You hear about this. It's extremely common. Let me just get into this. Watching your breath. Now, watching the breath is one of the most powerful, but also one of the most simple, easy to get into, which is why it's so powerful. It works for anyone. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner, intermediate, advanced, if you've been meditating your whole life. Watching your breath, and I'll explain why. Watching your breath is one of the best ways to clear your mind, best ways to know thyself, best ways to see your programmed patterns, your conditioning from the social surrounding. When you watch your breath, you will notice that certain breathing patterns take place during certain states of awareness or consciousness or being. When you're angry, you will breathe a different way. When you're sad, you will breathe a different way. When you're sad or when you're tired, and all the different states of being, there's going to be a specific breath pattern related to that state of consciousness. And the more you watch your breath, the more you're going to see this and learn it, understand it, and really get this for yourself. Why this is so important is because once you see what type of pattern does and creates what type of pattern creates a specific state of awareness, you can then use that pattern again in order to generate that state of awareness. Or if you're watching your breath, you can notice the specific state of breath that's related to the state of awareness that's toxic for you and others, and use it as a sort of alarm to have you recognize, oh, currently I'm not centered. Currently I could look a little bit deeper into what I'm doing. It could remind you to return to yourself. So this might not be the longest video. I kind of gave it all already. When you watch your breath, number one, you'll notice that your breath will automatically deepen and lengthen. Your breath will be a bit slower, so you'll take longer breaths in, longer breaths out, and you'll notice you'll actually start to fill your lungs more naturally. And it's only when you're not paying deep attention to your breath that you'll see those unconscious states of awareness kind of manifest in your life. So if you want to be more centered, if you want to be in a state of mind where you're more free from what you would consider, people talk about as stress, anxiety, and all those negative states of mind that are poisonous for you and others, try to return to a more longer, deeper state of breath that doesn't feel forced, with a pause at the top and a pause at the bottom, and you'll notice your state of consciousness kind of almost resets to a default state of calm. But it doesn't just happen, right? It's something that you do with, at least for a few seconds, depending on how wrapped up you are in your current situation. If you're really into it, if something really serious is going on, it might take a little bit more time. So that's the thing with the breath. You might not be able to use it to snap yourself out of the most difficult situation, but it'll definitely put a leak and start deflating, your situation immediately. Just keep in mind that no technique is perfect. As much as I said before, I don't like giving techniques. No technique is perfect. And the amount of time that it takes for a specific method, technique, a tool to work for you is always going to be relevant to how personal the situation feels for you and how deep you are, how entrenched you are into defending yourself, how much gravity there is surrounding your current belief structure based on the situation you're in. So be patient with yourself, return to your breath, and just remember, be patient. I'm just repeating myself now. I think that's it. I think that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, whatever time it is when you're watching this video, wherever you are around the world. Thank you. I appreciate you. Have a good evening. Peace.